Ladies and gentlemen, this is very serious. Yesterday, 3 foreigners were arrested and detained at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport with suspicious election materials. And the question which most Kenyans are asking is, what were these foreigners doing with the election materials? Yesterday at around 12 p.m., 3 foreigners landed at JKIA from London. And while they were being cleared, airport officials noticed through that screening machine that he had items resembling IEBC materials. One of the bags had materials because, there's that screening. Once you land, as you leave, your luggage is normally screened. So the airport officials noticed something, that one of the bags here has materials which are resembling IEBC. So he promptly arrested this guy, asked him, okay, you wait. Then he was arrested for questioning. And during questioning, further searches were done on other bags. And they found 17 rolls of election stickers for various constituencies in the bags. And then the airport officials called IEBC. IEBC were called to explain why airport security had not been informed about the arrival of these IEBC materials, because the procedure at the airport is normally very simple. In case there is any impending arrival of important cargo, then you have to communicate to the airport officials in advance. And so once you communicate with them, then they arrange for proper security arrangement. So IEBC were called to explain. So they arrived, and when they arrived, this is what they posted after arriving. In fact, when they were called, this is what IEBC communicated on their official Twitter, because information had actually started circulating that some individuals were arrested with election materials. Now, this is what IEBC said. Information circulating that government security agencies at JKIA have detained ballot papers allegedly imported to the country outside the indicated schedule of election material is fake. The correct position is that today morning, Thursday 21st, the commission received stickers to aid labeling and distribution of election materials. The JKIA security agencies, in their normal procedure, were trying to validate the stickers with the commission. Now, IEBC, according to this Twitter, is in agreement that the stickers were found, but that they received it, which is wrong. Now, after that, because the IEBC could not explain, could not convince these people, because normally when there's important cargo, you must inform the security so that they're allowed. If these guys had allowed these materials to just pass, they will be accountable in future. So they didn't want that. So they called the DCI, and the DCI dispatched their officers to the airport to establish how these people found themselves with the election materials. And several questions are now being asked. In this video, I want to explain to you guys why personally I strongly believe that Wafula Chebukati and his team are not ready to conduct free and fair elections. And just like I stated yesterday, you cannot rig an election if you don't have the state machinery. Assuming these people were working for the government, they would have easily just been allowed in and nobody would have raised any concern. The officer manning the airport would have just placed a phone call, his boss would have been called, and everything would have gone smoothly. But before we get into all those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us get back to the main issue. Now, once the DCI officers were called in to investigate this matter and probe the foreigners who are Venezuelans, they told the DCI, especially the one, because there was one whose luggage had these documents and materials, and the other two. So because the other two didn't have materials, they were just detained. But this one here told the police that he was taking these materials to a private company offering solutions to the IEBC. So the question is, which company is this? And that he had gotten them from Panama. He actually named the company, but he claimed that he doesn't know IEBC. So he had IEBC materials, but according to him, he doesn't know IEBC. He was submitting these documents to another company. And according to the information, is that it took them 3 days. So there are two questions which are being asked, because the company which was named is Smartmatic International. Smartmatic International company, because we have two companies. The first company is Smartmatic International. It's supposed to provide kits for voter identification technology. So basically, Smartmatic is only responsible for KM's-kit. Any other thing beyond KM's-kit, the kit, is beyond Smartmatic. And that's why these foreigners must explain. I've gone online and just on their website, on my computer here, Smartmatic has 3 addresses. Their worldwide headquarters is actually in London. Then there is Smartmatic US, based in the US. There is Smartmatic Europe, Middle East, and Africa, which is in Amsterdam. Actually, there are several offices, but I'm interested in only those. So Smartmatic is responsible for KM's-kit alone. How these guys ended up with IEBC stickers is something which still beats the logic. But of course, you can argue that they were going to use the stickers on the kits, which begs the question, how many kits are outside there and in whose hands? The other company is the Inform Lycos that deals with the printing papers. So if it's a matter of printing, I'm certain that even these stickers were supposed to be printed by Inform Lycos. Because if they're printing the ballot papers with all the security features, nothing stopped IEBC from contracting them to print for them the stickers which are going to be used on these particular gadgets. So questions are being asked why individuals working for Smartmatic, which deals with the KM's-kit, were found with printed materials. IEBC, in my view, should take 3 matters very seriously. The first matter they should take seriously is the management of the election process. How is the election process being managed? Because assuming this guy were just doing their job, but now they have been exposed. The other thing they should take seriously is the election materials. Election materials should be secured. They should not find their way into someone else's hands. The third thing is the personnel. People working for IEBC must be responsible. How do you just walk around with election materials? IEBC today, later, because the initial tweet they posted, then 7 hours later, they issued another communication, which I found to be very funny. And that's why I tend to think that Wafula Chebukati is not ready to manage this election. Let me just get to IEBC. IEBC, yes, their website. If you go to their website, there is a statement. And if you read that statement, arbitrary arrest and harassment of IEBC election technology personnel. You know, this is not arbitrary arrest and it's not harassment of IEBC election technology personnel. The truth of the matter is that IEBC must explain what these gentlemen were doing with the election material outside the process. Because assuming these guys were not arrested, where were they going to sleep? Who are they going to meet? So IEBC is saying that it is with extreme consternation that the commission has learned of the arrest of the 3 key personnel responsible for deployment and management of election technology infrastructure. The 3 personnel who are employees of Smartmatic International BV were arrested upon arrival at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport from Venezuela. This is despite the commission secretary CEO explaining to the security authorities that the 3 personnel were in the country to execute a lawful contract relating to the deployment of technology in the country. IEBC should just explain what these guys were doing with those stickers and why they never informed security agencies about the arrival of these people, what they were carrying, and why they were carrying it. Because these gentlemen arrived via London. They were in London. And I'm sure the intelligence have been following these guys. They have the information, the people they've been communicating to. So IEBC must treat very carefully. And it says the commission has a valid legal contract executed between itself and Smartmatic International BV for the supply, delivery, installation, testing, commissioning, support, and maintenance of the Kenya Integrated Election Management System. Just like I explained, Smartmatic's engagement with IEBC ends at Kiem's Gate. Full stop. So how many other Kiem's Gates are outside there, which these guys wanted to stick with those stickers so that someone will smuggle them in? And now you can understand why Raila Odinga is insisting that manual register must be used. You now understand why Raila Odinga is insisting that manual register must be used. Because if this technology is in the hands of people just like that, then something must be done. Raila is right. The manual register must be made available. Wafula Chebukati should not hide behind the contract they have with these people. It continues. The brazen decision of the security authority to arrest, detain, and confine in a solitary hideout the 3 personnel without justification is an exhibition of intimidation on hardworking person who are only keen to deliver a robust technology infrastructure for conduct of a credible, secure, and verifiable elections. I'm reading the tone of this letter. Andrew Limo, who is the director of communications at IEBC, this diction is political. So Andrew Limo should stop this. Andrew Limo, you know you blocked me on Twitter and others when you were in NASA because we asked you several questions after calling us to a meeting. Then you ended up going and you blocked us. And I know I can produce a list of over 1,000 people you've blocked on Twitter who are opposed to Ruto, who are raising issues with IBC on Twitter. So that Twitter, you should not misuse it because you are paid with the taxpayers' money. The best thing you can do is to unblock Kenyans because someone will one day go to court. So this diction is political, Mr. Wafula Chebukati. Because how do you know that these guys are hardworking? People who just landed and they were arrested. How do you know that they are hardworking? How do you know they are not undermining the work of hardworking officials at IBC? How do you know? How many times have these guys have been in the country? Why do you term them hardworking? People who are arrested with IBC materials can't explain. How do you call them hard-working personnel? These are not even personnel of IBC. So let Smartmatic issue this statement and explain what these people were supposed to do, not IEBC. Because these guys actually confess that they don't even know IBC. They know only the company. So why should Wafula Chebukati claim that they are hardworking? Then it goes, the commission wishes to inform the public that the arrest and continued holding of the personnel has the inevitable effect of hampering the deployment of technology in the forthcoming general election. Technology plays a central role in elections, and the commission wonders what the intention behind the holding of the technical personnel is meant to achieve. Again, another political statement. You know, in your original tweet, you indicated that the officials at airport were just doing their role, their work, that there are materials of IBC in one of the luggage. So the question is, what is the item doing there? That is the issue, Mr. Chebukati. Kenyans don't want sideshows. Just explain to Kenyans. Where were they printed? Where is the tender for printing them? Because if these guys are Venezuela, what were they doing in London with this? And it continues, the commission is concerned about the unjustified intimidation, harassment, and blackmail whatsoever, and demands the immediate release of the 3 employees of Smartmatic International. Wafula Chebukati, umekamatwa ko, hautaponyoka. You'll only succeed by asking and responding to these 3 questions. Number 1, what were they doing with the stickers? If the law requires you guys to follow this channel, why were you following this channel? Why couldn't you just inform the personnel? The other day, your team claimed that ballot papers arrived in this country, but you were only informed at night. What kind of a commission is that? That if you had not been informed at night, because if you are informed at night, probably you had other engagements, so most commissioners could not even be present. What kind of a commission is this? And now you have documents arriving into the country illegally, and you want Kenyans to clap for you. The other question you must be asked is, who at IBC were these hardworking officials of Smartmatic going to meet at IBC? That's also a question which requires your answer. The last question which requires your answer is, what were they going to use the stickers for? And how many stickers are they? If the stickers were for the constituencies, are they 47? How many are they in number? And how are those stickers secure? How many people were these stickers going in their hands? So, Wafula Chebukati, this country will depend on you. Just conduct free, fair, and credible elections. Kenyans will be happy. If your efforts and the noise you are making is about free, fair, and credible elections, then the government should also support you. But for me, I doubt you. Bye-bye.